A quiet roadside traffic stop can sometimes turn into a moment that raises broader legal questions. In one widely discussed encounter, a driver presented what he described as a sovereign citizen driver's license during a routine police interaction. The document appeared official at first glance, and for a brief moment the situation created uncertainty about how such claims should be handled under established traffic law. But here's the question. When someone presents a document claiming legal authority outside the standard licensing system, does the law recognize it, or does it simply have no legal standing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. To understand what happened in situations like this, it helps to first examine the background behind driver licensing laws in the United States. According to official state motor vehicle statutes, every state requires individuals who operate motor vehicles on public roads to hold a valid driver's license issued by that state or recognized through interstate agreements. These licensing systems exist to confirm that drivers have demonstrated knowledge of traffic laws, basic vehicle operation, and safety standards. The legal authority for these systems generally comes from state statutes regulating public roadways. Courts across the United States have repeatedly affirmed that states have the power to regulate driving through licensing requirements, safety inspections, and traffic enforcement measures. These rules are not typically considered restrictions on constitutional rights, but rather regulatory frameworks intended to ensure public safety. Over the years, however, some individuals associated with what is commonly described as the sovereign citizen movement have challenged this framework. According to public records and legal analyses, certain members of this movement argue that they are not subject to state licensing laws because they believe they possess a form of personal sovereignty that places them outside traditional legal systems. Legal scholars and court decisions have repeatedly addressed these claims. In numerous cases, courts have determined that arguments asserting immunity from traffic laws under sovereign citizen theories do not have legal validity under existing statutes or constitutional interpretation. Judges in several jurisdictions have described these arguments as misunderstandings of how constitutional and statutory law operates in practice. Despite these rulings, encounters occasionally occur where drivers present documents they claim represent alternative forms of identification or licensing. These documents may resemble official permits or licenses, but are not issued by recognized government agencies. According to statements from law enforcement agencies and transportation departments, officers are trained to evaluate identification documents and confirm their validity through official databases. If a presented document does not match recognized licensing records, the officer typically proceeds according to standard enforcement procedures for unlicensed driving. In the incident that sparked a discussion online, a driver was stopped during what appeared to be a routine traffic interaction. The officer approached the vehicle and requested standard documentation, including a driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance. Instead of providing a state-issued license, the driver reportedly handed the officer a document he described as a sovereign citizen license. At first glance, the document resembled an identification card. It contained printed text, a photograph, and formatting similar to official credentials. For a brief moment, the officer appeared to examine the document carefully, likely assessing whether it matched any recognized form of identification or licensing authority. According to law enforcement training materials, officers must verify documents before determining their legal status. During the interaction, the driver reportedly explained that he believed the document granted him the legal ability to operate a vehicle without state-issued licensing. Statements like these have appeared in other cases where individuals assert that driving is a personal right rather than a regulated activity. From a legal standpoint, courts have repeatedly distinguished between the concept of travel and the regulated activity of driving a motor vehicle. Several rulings have noted that while individuals generally have the freedom to travel, operating a motor vehicle on public roads is considered a regulated privilege that states may lawfully control through licensing requirements. In many court opinions addressing similar claims, judges have explained that motor vehicles present safety risks that justify regulatory oversight. Licensing systems help ensure drivers understand traffic laws, maintain minimum competency standards, and carry insurance when required. Returning to the roadside interaction, once the officer determined that the document was not issued by a recognized authority, the situation moved into a more familiar legal framework. If a driver cannot present a valid state-issued license or a license recognized under interstate agreements, the officer may proceed with enforcement actions under state law. Those actions can include issuing citations for operating a motor vehicle without a valid license. In some jurisdictions, depending on the circumstances and prior violations, additional steps may be taken, such as requiring the driver to arrange transportation for the vehicle or appear in court. It is important to emphasize that this explanation is for informational purposes and not legal advice. Laws vary between states, and enforcement procedures may differ depending on local statutes and departmental policies. Legal analysts often point out that many roadside encounters involving unconventional documents are resolved through standard procedures. Officers verify identification, determine whether the driver is properly licensed, and apply the relevant traffic statutes. However, moments like the one described here can still attract attention because they highlight misunderstandings about how traffic law operates. The existence of a document that appears official does not automatically grant legal authority unless it is issued by a recognized governmental body empowered to regulate driving. Another perspective sometimes raised in legal discussions involves the broader issue of public education. Some observers argue that encounters like these demonstrate the need for clearer communication about licensing requirements and legal responsibilities on public roads. Others emphasize that the legal system has already addressed these issues extensively through court rulings and legislative statutes. From that perspective, the responsibility ultimately falls on drivers to understand and follow the laws governing vehicle operation in their state. Court precedents addressing similar arguments have generally followed consistent reasoning. Judges examine the statutory framework governing driver licensing and determine whether the defendant possessed a valid license issued by a recognized authority. If not, the legal analysis usually ends with the conclusion that the licensing requirement still applies. In several appellate decisions, courts have also noted that arguments based on alternative citizenship theories or self-issued documents do not override state regulatory authority. These rulings reinforce the principle that public roads are governed by laws designed to maintain safety and order. For law enforcement officers, encounters involving unusual documents require patience and adherence to procedure. Officers must remain neutral, verify the information presented, and apply the law consistently. From the driver's perspective, these situations sometimes arise from genuine belief in legal interpretations that differ from established court precedent. While individuals are free to express legal arguments in court, roadside interactions are generally governed by existing statutes rather than personal interpretations of the law. Another turning point in cases like this often occurs once the driver realizes that the document they presented will not be accepted as a valid license. At that stage, the encounter typically shifts from discussion to enforcement, with the officer explaining the applicable law and the potential consequences. Depending on the jurisdiction, operating a vehicle without a valid license can result in fines, court appearances, or other administrative penalties. Some states also allow drivers to resolve the issue by obtaining a proper license before their court date. Though outcomes depend on local rules and prior driving history, legal professionals often advise individuals to address licensing requirements through official channels rather than relying on alternative documentation. Obtaining a valid license not only satisfies legal obligations, but also helps ensure drivers understand current traffic laws and safety practices. This situation also illustrates how quickly a routine traffic stop can become a moment of legal clarification. What begins as a simple request for identification may reveal deeper questions about how individuals interpret the law and how those interpretations interact with established legal systems. From a policy perspective, driver licensing remains one of the most widely accepted regulatory tools used by states to promote road safety. Studies from transportation agencies consistently show that training, testing, and licensing standards contribute to reduced accident rates and improved driver awareness. Because of these safety concerns, courts have generally supported the authority of states to enforce licensing laws, even when individuals challenge them on constitutional grounds. As a result, the legal landscape surrounding driver licensing has remained relatively stable for decades. While debates about regulatory authority occasionally surface, the core principle that drivers must hold valid licenses continues to be upheld across jurisdictions. Encounters involving unconventional documents, like the one described in this video, therefore tend to follow predictable legal paths. Officers verify the document, determine whether it meets legal requirements, and apply the relevant statutes if it does not. For viewers watching these incidents unfold online, the takeaway often centers on the importance of understanding how the law actually functions, rather than how it is sometimes described in unofficial sources. So as we reflect on this encounter, one broader question remains. When individuals rely on interpretations of the law that courts have already rejected, does that represent a misunderstanding of legal authority? Or does it highlight a deeper conversation about how people learn about their rights and responsibilities? Given the facts discussed here, what do you think? Did the officer simply follow established legal procedures, or does this type of interaction reveal a larger gap in public understanding of traffic law? Share your perspective in the comments below. And if you're interested in more legal breakdowns of real-world traffic encounters, court rulings, and constitutional questions surrounding everyday law enforcement situations, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future discussions.